Welcome back, Team 980, Doc Walker. Paul Richardson, I wanted speed. I started off with a big one. Had the big fella with me before, and now we go to speed, agility, skill. Paul, you know your wide receiver group. You guys have been punched. People taking shots at you. What's going on? They want to know what happened with you. You played hurt and didn't say a word. You know, you're a Spartan. You'll go in the middle. You'll go get it. You'll do whatever it takes. A lot of guys with your speed don't do that. What makes you so unique?
I felt like I had to. I felt like I had to help this team. I felt like I had to help this offense. And, you know, they didn't really have a history of guys, you know, playing through certain things. So I kept a lot of it to myself till it was unbearable. Then I had to speak up and be smart. But, yeah, it was all just to help the team. It was nothing for myself. I just wanted to play. I just wanted to be, you know, worthy of, you know, me being brought here in free agency. And I wanted to show, like, hey, even if I can't make it throughout the whole season, I'm going to show you a glimpse of what's to come the next 4 or 5 years.
Paul Richardson wears number 10 for the Burgundy and Gold. And people, you're sleeping on this man. He can take the top off the defense. He can also run crossing routes. D-Jax, on board from West Side as well, you know, has set a standard in this league. I see you out here today, boy. You know, sprinters, you can look at a guy and see right now your body's in sync. You're running effortlessly. Do you feel as good as you looked in day one?
I feel good, man. I appreciate that. I feel real good. I feel like I'm just striding around, man. I feel like I'm ready for the lights to come on, though. I know all of this is in preparation for when we go down to Philly. So I'm taking one day at a time, stacking every brick until we get there.
Mm-hmm. The thing about most receivers, you can't pick your parents. For the most part, you can't pick your quarterback because even if you went somewhere, the guy, he could get hurt. You have 3 young men now that are talents. They're all unique. Talk us through. Start with Keenum.
Keenum, vet. We know what kind of arm he has. We know he'll throw it downfield. I like that, what he's doing as far as grasping the offense and trying to, you know, turn that into a leadership role. I respect that a lot.
Mm-hmm. Colt McCoy.
He's been a backup for years. He's had the opportunity to start. He's led. He's had success, actually. He's had good success. I think that what he's done this offseason as far as getting his arm stronger is ridiculous. He looks complete 180 from last training camp. I love the way he's coming off the mound with the ball, and I like that because that makes me want to run faster, run harder, and get to it because I feel like once I get it, I'll be able to do something special.
Wait a minute. How does a guy improve his velocity as a player who's coming off injury?
I don't know what he's done, but he put the work in, man. Even when we were in OTAs and we would have to be off to the side, he's throwing, and I would come tell him, like, bro, you're throwing the ball. You're really throwing the ball. Like, usually I warm up, I have my gloves off for a while, you know, do a couple periods, and then I throw my gloves on just because I play in them on the game day. But you have to be ready. You have to have those gloves on and be ready. And I love what he's doing with his arm. I like his confidence and his accuracy right now. I do.
Dwayne Haskins.
Young boy. I love him. I talk to him a lot. I talked to him a little bit in OTAs, and I've been talking to him today. Make sure you tell him when he does well. Make sure you talk to him when you feel like something isn't quite right. And he's been really receptive. He's not a guy who's ahead of himself or overly confident. I think he has just the right amount of confidence and, you know, swagger, kind of what we need back there. And he brings a different energy than Colt would bring or Case would bring. And, you know, I think once, you know, he fully grasps the offense, what he had, his arm and how young he is and how he's able to just bounce and throw the ball, I mean, he's going to be special.
I said today during our broadcast on Team 980, I go, you know, to me, Keenum today looked like a veteran should look. He threw some back shoulders. We haven't seen back shoulders here in a while. Mm-hmm. You know, and that happened, and I saw him, and I'm looking at this. Colt, to me, would have never known he was injured. There was something about him because he knows everything about it. You can sense that through the confidence. But I said, but if I was trailing in the game, I put young 7 in there. And I tell you what, you can come back in a hurry because he's just got a unique arm talent, but it's more than just throwing. How about this offense? You've heard the naysayers. People are going, who's going to be the guy? Do you have a number one? When you hear things like that, what's your reaction?
I don't really react to it because I know people would probably hold my injury against me. So, I don't have any control over that, literally freak accidents. But, I mean, I don't think we have any, any confusion or, if any ruffled feathers in the receiver room. I believe I'm receiver one. I think that we have a great group of receivers as a whole, and I think we're just gonna grow. I think guys can do different things, and we got to put guys in spots to show what they can do and show where they can excel in this offense.
I went to Cam, and I said, "Look, man, I think you have a chance to do something. Ain't nothing new to you." Mm-hmm. I said, "But I'm pegging you to be the guy to come out of the box and blow this thing off the top." And I said, "If it's too much pressure, tell me. I'll back off." He looked at me like, "Bring it." And I always do the young guys like that. I go to him to see, and I see that in him. Mm-hmm. Comes out early. I'm seeing things in young people that don't automatically happen. What do you see in him?
I like his attitude, man. One thing about him, we have different body types. We two different types of receivers. But attitude-wise, man, I see a lot of myself in him. His confidence is ridiculous. He's not broken at all. If he messes up, he steps right back up. If he don't make a play, he steps right back up, whether it's on him or not. And the way he attacks the game, bro, I remember how I was my rookie year. I remember how, I was eager to get better. I was eager to go against the Richard Shermans and the Byron Maxwells at the time and the Browners. I didn't turn down anything, and Cam doesn't turn down anything. His first route today, he ran a 40-yard go route for a touchdown. That's what he does, and he doesn't care who's out there, and I respect that so much. We got all the receivers like that. I don't care who's out there, and I think that whatever knock we may have, it'll go. Even if it's not all of us, the knock will leave because of attitudes like that.
See, I look at it as a Seahawks swagger. The one thing y'all had, it was a swagger. It was something about a unity. And this offense, and that usually happens when you have a go-to back. Mm-hmm. You have two freaks of nature back there. Talk to us about the running back position.
3 freaks of nature. I'm going to start with the legend, Adrian Peterson. Like I said earlier, man, you got grown men get on camera talk about how they scared to get in his way. That says a lot in itself. He go there, he go break your face mask if you step in that hole. I love it. And then he can put his foot in the ground and make a move. Mm-hmm. And he still can break away. Then you got Geis coming off an injury, very elusive back, who steals old school smash mouth as well.
Yeah,
he just can catch the ball out the backfield too.
Yeah.
And you equip that with Chris Thompson. I have never seen anybody play as smooth as Chris Thompson. I tell him that all the time. Bro, you so smooth, bro. You cut, everything is so effortless for him. And people say that about route running and catching. I'm just like, nah, but when I see other people, it's amazing. And what CT brings, the fact that he can get the ball out the backfield, get on the edge, he can catch, he can get out there, line up at receiver, run route. We're too dynamic to be stopped. I don't understand it. I don't see it. And if everybody head isn't there yet, hopefully they will grasp it over the next couple of weeks before this season starts.
Michael Irvin is one of the few wide receivers that I saw lead a team. Sometimes the wideout has to lead the team if there's nobody that steps up to do it, and that's a role I see you are going to have to take with this offense as it gains personality, because I don't hear that about you guys like that. You're glowing about your people. John Allen said here, he's glowing about this team. So in your mind, this team can win now.
Definitely. I think we could have won last year. We showed how resilient we were. I think we started off maybe 5-2 or whatever before
6-3.
Yeah, before Alex got hurt. And I think that that says a lot about what we did to prepare for the season. We were ready to go. I mean, hit or miss here and there against Colts, and we only have one loss. Mm-hmm. So going into New Orleans. So I think that we have a lot of that talent. I think guys have gotten better. And like you said, I think that it may take, someone like me to take an extra step in being a more vocal leader as well as a leader by example. I think that I tried to be a leader by example by showing maybe how, quote unquote, how tough I was playing through injury, because some of the players knew, but the outside world didn't know. So I think I gained a lot of respect, and I encourage a lot of other people to push themselves as well. Mm-hmm. I talked to Adrian Peterson earlier about leadership. I think it is going to take, one of us, outside the QB position to step up and lead this offense. And it's leadership at a confidence standpoint. If guys show up every day with a high level of confidence, it's going to push you through a lot of stuff. You be so high off your confidence that you're able to get through things, and it seems easy and it seems effortless, but in your head it's like, I got this.
I want to ask you about Nipsey Hussle. and his loss and the impact that he had going through his life of transition and ending up being about something that was powerful?
I think, that's still a touchy topic, for a lot of, people that's from the Crenshaw district, that's from the inner city in Los Angeles. Like me, I think that, man, the impact that Nipsey had on the world is just amazing, just to show where we come from, where we really come from, the streets that we really grew up on, them avenues we really had to walk down that people won't walk down. And, to shine such a positive light on the inner city and on the community and show, like, look, this is where we come from, but look, we're business owners. Look, we're buying things in our community. Yeah, we own things now. Yeah, and he opened a lot of our eyes to a lot of things that, we couldn't hear other people, and we didn't understand what they would tell us or try to teach us because they didn't come from where we come from. They didn't sound like us and look like us. And just to have him just dive into the business world the way he did, and that leadership role he took from our starting with our community, man, it's unmatched. It's unmatched. I think the loss of him is sad, but like, we're learning so much about our community now. Other people are learning so much about where we come from. Other people are learning about, cryptocurrency. Other people are learning about the things that, the things he involved himself in, and trying to figure out why, trying to figure out what made Nipsey Hussle, who made him Ermias, what made him that. And, it's close to me. My brother grew up with him, their best friend, their best friend, Rimpaw, like they all three of them birthday in the same week. You know what I mean? Wow. So, you grow up in those areas, you see these people, you like, that's not directly my best friend, but, that's like family.
Still family.
Yeah, through my brother who he grew up with. So, it's a lot. I mean, I remember the last conversation I had with him. It was at my apartment. He came through, and he was there for a meeting in the building. We was chopping it up. He spoke to my little brothers like he been knowing them as long as he knew me. And he didn't even know my that other side of my family. And he greeted them, embraced them. And, you hear the same story about him. He liked that with everybody, man.
Yeah, he was a special person and a connector.
It's the most solid person,
and
man.
So is Paul Richardson, a connector.
I appreciate
special
that.
person,
Amen.
man. This is the beginning, man.
Yes, sir.
Return to glory.
Yes, it is.
Let's do it. We're here at Richmond, Redskins training camp with the #1 wide receiver on the Burgundy and Gold. We'll be right back.